Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to a League of Light match. This time, in this corner, we've got GetintheVan 18 squaring off against EastCoastMike, a battle of geography. Hey, everybody, how's it going? All right, let's see what we've got going on today. GetintheVan actually plays at my locals, so I think I might have an idea of what he's trying. He mentioned a few different decks, so we'll see what he ultimately goes with, but EastCoastMike, I am unfamiliar with. I am going to guess he lives somewhere on the East Coast, unless his name is meant to be ironic, and he is, in fact, in a different location. That would be interesting. Looks like EastCoastMike is going to start us off. What are we playing in this League of Light match? Looks like EastCoastMike did take a mulligan. GetintheVan opted to keep his initial set of cards. All right, and we are pitching Scarmaglione for Princess Sarah. Interesting. So are we seeing Archfiends here? Or I believe I've seen a couple versions of the Sophie deck run the Scarmaglione. So I'll be curious to see what this actually is. She's gaining the water element, so I'm going to lean towards Sophie because I don't think Archfiends would be doing water. A man can dream. It would be really cool to see Archfiends. You know, no offense to EastCoastMike or anything. I've seen the Sophie deck so many times, so it would be nice to see something different. But hey, if you want to win, you want to win. So we're going to see. But I don't know. I've only seen 2 cards. We're going to see. What if it's like Cadets? It's a Cadets deck, and these 2 cards are just in there to completely throw us off. That would be very unexpected, but we shall see. GetintheVan is going to discard an Eldore Emperor and an Adromech the Wroth, so we're definitely doing Fire Lightning. And we are putting down Zemus, turn 1. He's going to get a forward back, so he's going to add that Emperor right back to his hand. Pretty good play for turn 1. Nice on curves, gets back a body, and I'm going to guess I'll pass right after that. Yes, he will. EastCoastMike will have 6 in hand with some water CP to spend. We're going to see what he does with it. Ooh, we're throwing out an Ephemeral Summoner for an Artemisione. Artemisione, probably one of my favorite water backups in the game. This adorable little Moogle just lets you basically take another mulligan and sculpt your hand out. So maybe this is mannequins then. Maybe I was wrong about the Sophie because we've got the Ephemeral Summoner in here. Looks like he's going to mulligan about 2 cards, move him to the bottom, and he'll get to draw 2 more. Interesting. I wonder why the now I'm very curious to see this. Or maybe we've got some kind of like mannequin Archfiend blend. The 2 great villains of Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy V coming together to wreak terror on their opponents. Or it could be Fusoya. I don't know. We've got a lot of options here based on what we're seeing. And GetintheVan's going to just dull that Zemus. Go ahead and throw out that Emperor one more time. This time we're going to put Crow down. So Crow, we got a lot of options here. Could this be... I don't think it's Dragoons. It's not Dragoons because we wouldn't have the Eldore Emperor in there most likely. Crow signifies possibly a Kingsglaive package. You know, maybe not necessarily. A lot of folks have really come around on Crow as just a really good lightning backup. Being able to dull something on command and then also get a card back off of that is really good. It's funny because I remember when this card first came out, I was really high on it because it was a 15 character fitting with the Kingsglaive. I couldn't wait to put in my 15 Earth Lightning deck. And so many people are like, oh, it's too slow. It doesn't do anything right when you play it, which basically has been proven untrue. Unless you're playing it like on the last turn of the game. Yeah, then it doesn't do anything. Whoa, we've got Lady Cosmos coming out here. Look at these light backups. Gorgeous. This one's water. We've got another water, and now Cosmos can tap for anything. Probably one of my favorite cards in the game. I always love to see a good Cosmos come out. I'm very curious what we're playing now. Now I haven't the slightest clue. I mean, Cosmos absolutely makes sense for Archfiends and Mannequins because both of those have so many different colors, but I don't know, if we're playing Mannequins, I kind of expected to see a couple more Mannequin backups, so maybe this Ephemeral Summoner is just to throw us off. Is this Fusoya? Are we going like old school Fusoya with that? In which case, that's a lot, that's a lot of light backups if that's what we're doing. I'm very curious about this deck that EastCoastMike is running. Pitching a Bergen. A Bergen? Magissa. Ah, very nice. Magissa is coming. This is not Samurai's, however. We're doing Fire Lightning Magissa. Very interesting. Pitching a Blaze. Palom. Palom's going to go ahead and strike our Magissa for 4,000 damage. Mike does have 5 in hand, but I haven't seen any fire, so I'm not expecting an Amaterasu or anything to come out. So then the question is, what are we going to search off this Magissa? I would imagine we're going to see an Alphino. That just lets us then tech into basically any character we want, so... And there's nothing on the board to hit with like a Forza or anything. Interesting this Bergen is in here. So Bergen can only be paid with CP produced by fire backups specifically. So unless GetintheVan gets 2 more fire backups down, I'm curious to know how he casts this Bergen. Granted, it's 3 CP, so it could be brought in by things like 7 CP Phoenix. So I don't know. I'd be curious to know what the plan with this Bergen card is. Alphino, as predicted, does come out, which means we're going to get ourselves another search. Man, Magissa, did I... I don't know if I underrated it, but this card definitely wasn't mine. And Lulu, man, we see Lulu coming out. Matthew Rice, I'm going to quote Matthew Rice here. Any Lulu gamers in the chat? I believe Matt made a special competition for the Lulu scene if anyone could win with this deck, and it looks like GetintheVan is certainly going to do his darndest. So this Lulu is kind of just like a backup machine. You can put any backup into the break zone, choose a 4, deal 5,000 damage. Maybe that's how we get this Bergen out. Nice little interaction with Crow there. If we have any other backups, that will benefit from going to the break zone. So we are discarding a Seymour and dulling 2 for the Aldo. So here's Lightning now. See, this very much reeks of Fusoya, because Seymour, Ephemeral, stack a summon, Fusoya, deal yourself a point of damage, hit the burst. Oh, we've got so many elements over here. And Aldo's going to search us out. So this is Mannequins. Surely you're getting X Death at this point. If it's Mannequins. If it's not, then I have no idea. Oh, it's Golbez. Okay, so this is... Which Golbez is this? Oh, it's this Golbez. When Golbez is put from the field into the break zone, you may search. Okay, so it's our Opus 1 Legend Golbez. Wow. Interesting. I'm so used to seeing Golbez decks that just, like, crap out a Golbez turn 1. So it's really weird to see someone, like, build up first. Oh, and there's another Golbez. And we threw away a Sarah, too. Interesting. Didn't want to go to 4. There's a Scarmaglione. Okay, we're going to put this Golbez out right this moment. Yes, we are. Wow, this is so interesting. I've never seen a Golbez deck played this way. Like I said, I'm so used to, like, Golbez, turn 1, here he is. Aggro, try to end the game, in 2 or 3 turns. All right, we went to the attack phase. Didn't play anything on our main phase. Crow is just going to dull and break herself. We want to scoot that Golbez out of the way. Definitely don't want a party attack into it, because I'm sure the Golbez player will happily block, trade off one of your forwards, and then he's going to get a whole board full of 2 costs. So Crow's just going to bump that out of the way right here and then. Ooh, there's that new Kane. That's such a great Golbez target. Big body. It's got haste, and then he's not going to get one of the counters. And a Barbarisha, too, so 2 pretty good hits in here. I don't know how many EastCoastMike is running of all these cards in their deck, so we might have just taken out some of their supply doing that. Pretty solid hits. Now, GetintheVan has 7 in hand. Surely they're going to play something else. Going to play a Rubicante of their own. Pitches the Aldore Emperor to do it. Does leave the backups up, but that might just been more out of hand size necessity. He was going to have to discard down anyway if he'd played that off the backup, so it makes more sense to do that. Okay, so now with any good Golbez deck, you want to have a way to get rid of the Golbez by yourself, because otherwise you're going to run into situations like this where your opponent they're just not even going to attack into it. They're going to find ways around it. And since GetintheVan is playing Lightning, he is going to have ways to dull to move it out of the way. So let's see if Mike's got anything he can do to make sure that this Golbez gets its ability off. All right, looks like we have pitch 7. We are hard casting 7 CP Odin to break our own Golbez. My goodness, what an investment. That is not what I was expecting. I was thinking more along the lines of a Famford or something, but nope. We're going to use that Odin, get rid of our own Golbez, and now we are going to search our deck. Get 4 forwards of cost 2, each of a different color. I'm excited to see what's going to come out here. We're going to see some Archfiends, possibly another Kane. That Ephemeral Summoner now makes a bit more sense, although it wouldn't get its entry effect. So keep in mind... Oh, and we've got all 3 Golbez into the break zone? Yeah, wow, he discarded the other 2 to cast that Odin. So whichever ones come out, their auto abilities will not trigger. So if we have any entry effects... those will not go off, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do here. Interesting. So I haven't seen these new Archfiends used off this Golbez before, but the fact that their entry abilities don't trigger, Obviously, Rubicante doesn't matter so much. Probably Scarmaglione doesn't care too much, but this Barbarisha, it's a bit unfortunate for her. She's not going to get that board wipe, so even if you slam down all the Archfiends, you are not going to get that value off of it. All right, folks, we have selected our targets. We've got our own Rubicante facing off against his mirror opponent. We've got our Opus 12 Freya, Shadow Lord, my favorite Earth card from Opus 12, one of my favorite Opus 12 cards, and Luso, one of the best targets in a Golbez deck. So currently with Luso, we have, if there are 3 or more different elements among forwards you control, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, man, these dual element cards, I hadn't even considered that. Because we have got all 5 Lusos now going to deal a point of damage on attack, he's going to gain 1,000 power for each forward other than himself. He'll have First Strike and Brave. He doesn't have haste, so we're going to have to wait 1 turn. So GetintheVan is going to get a chance to respond here. Oh, and it looks like he might be responding on his opponent's main phase 2. He did have those backups up from that card discard he had to do earlier. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. East Coast Mike, I am sorry, but you have been judged and you have been found unworthy. Boom. Exodus, the Judge Sal, going to come in, just declare the number 2, wipe out that entire board. It looks like East Coast did say 4 in response, so we are going to lose that Magisa. So that is a pretty good to at least get that off the board, but my goodness, Exodus coming down right when we need him to, folks. Woo, man, oh man, oh man. Alphino going to go in for the free point of damage. So the good news for East Coast Mike. Okay, the bad news is his Golbez Plague just completely did not work out. The good news is he does still have 4 backups. He has at least 1 card in hand, so chances are he'll be able to play whatever he gets out. And GetintheVan does only have 2 backups out. Now, yes, he's got the body. Presumably, he's going to play something else here. But I'm trying to look at the silver lining here for East Coast Mike, because there's no denying that Exodus was brutal. I mean, what a Golbez counter. Good gravy. It's like, oh, you're going to play all cards of 1 cost? Well, guess what I do? My goodness. Great counter there from GetintheVan. And we've got the one-man army himself. Here comes Kadaj. I wonder what he's going to opt to do here. Possibly, I mean, he's not going to do Brave at this point because Alphina's already attacked. There's nothing to dull, so he's going to junk something out of the break zone. I don't know if Golbez decks have a lot of recursion, but GetintheVan wants to make 100% sure he doesn't have recursion, so we're going to get rid of at least 2 of those Golbezes. Kadaj is going to flicker out of the board. Ooh, my goodness. This is quite the hole for Mike to climb out of. That was brutal. And I'm sure GetintheVan, like I said, he plays at my locals, and I know how much he loves this Lightning. So probably the moment he saw Golbez, he's like, okay, I am just going to hold on to this Exodus because I know I'm going to need to declare 2 at some point. All right, and Mike is going to respond here by playing out Porum. Looks like that's all he's got. He's going to hope to get one of those summons back out of his break zone. Kadaj can either just dull the Porum out of the way, or it can... Currently, we only have an Odin in there, so we could just remove that single summon too. Mike does still have 2 in hand and 2 backups up, so there's also a chance he could cast something. But with Porum out of the way, unless he's got something to stop one of these 2 forwards, we're going to damage 5 right here, folks. Alphino for damage 4. Another Rubicante. Man, what is it with this card? And another Barbarisha. Folks, look at all these Archfiends we've gotten to the damage zone. So Rubicante is that card for me that I haven't even gotten to play it yet, because every time it just goes into damage. I guess that's where he wants to be. You know, he's got the damage keyword there. So he's like, yeah, that's where I belong, in damage, right? That's what I'm going to go do. Man, this is looking bad for Mike. He's going to have 4 cards in hand. That's good, but he's got to be careful because, especially with Kadaj on the board, we've got an extra dose of lethal here. We dulled Palom. Going to put out Zemus Ifrit. And here, oh boy. GetintheVan saying, you better do something this turn or I am going to make sure you are dead on your next turn. Kadaj can dull a forward. Behemoth K is going to do damage just on declaration. I mean, Mike needs something huge here. We need a... Shantoto? Shantoto won't get rid of Kadaj, but it'll at least get rid of these 2. Do we even have Shantoto in here? We've got RCP, maybe. We need something big here because we are danger East Coast Mike. All right, so we do have a Famfrit, so we're going to lose Porum. We'll get back the Odin, it looks like. Obviously, Getting the Van's going to pick Alphino. So that's going to have Odin in hand. I mean, we can play our entire hand to play that Odin to break this Behemoth K, which will let us live one more turn, but I mean, we're still going to be on fumes at that point, man. You hate to see that. What you really want is like to flip a Odin into damage when he attacks, hit that burst, and then pay the other one so we can take out both these forwards. Or no, actually, wait, did he get... He might actually get back the Famfrit. I always forget Porum can do that. It can just grab back the very summon you just cast. So I think that's the better play here. I think you get back the Famfrit, cast it right now, get rid of the Behemoth K. Yes, you'll still have Kadaj to deal with. I mean, I don't know what else you could do, though, beyond that. You will at least survive one more turn. Now, granted, Getting the Van is playing Lightning, so, of course, we could always have a haste potential coming out of nowhere, but it's the best play you've got right now, I think. No, he is going to go for the Odin. Interesting. Man, I feel like the Famfrit might have been the better shot, because if the goal is to kill this Behemoth K, I mean, Famfrit's going to do the same thing right now. Unless he's got something else planned. Okay, he did get... Did he get back Famfrit? Adds Odin. He moved Oh, maybe he had another Famfrit. Okay, I guess never mind. He just had a second one in his hand. No need to get it back. Yeah, great job. You absolutely want to use the Famfrit. And now he does still have the Odin in hand, which is nice. The Odin he can cast on Getting the Van's turn. He can't cast it this turn, though, so Kadaj is still going to do Kadaj things. I feel, again, I don't think the Brave is relevant here. I imagine we're going to exile 2 cards, probably both these Famfrit cards. Just saying, yep, in case you hit a Porum, I do not want to see those again. Dude, because we'll absolutely cast it on his turn. Did we change our mind? Okay, no, we're just making sure we got it all in there. Because we've got the 2 Golbezes and the Famfrit. Kadaj, the one-man army. We need a burst here. We need an Odin. Oh, or Famfrit. The Darkening Cloud comes in, says, oh, Kadaj, you think you're the big dark card here? I don't think so. Sucks him up in the water jug. And just sends him spiraling out into the ether. Okay, that was huge. That is our Kadaj threat answered. And we've got another Behemoth K. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Famfrits are done. We know he should still have that Odin in hand, though. He can cast it this turn. Again, that's going to be his whole turn. But he can cast that Odin. Man, both players are just burning out their resources, Getting the Van, trying to get in that very last point of damage. And East Coast Mike just stalling right now. I mean, that Famfrit was huge. Huge. If this game turns around, that Famfrit is the MVP. And as expected, we are going to hardcast that Odin, get rid of that Behemoth K. Both players are on 1 card. East Coast Mike still has the backup advantage, but Getting the Van, he just needs to push through 1 more point of damage. I'm not seeing any haste in this deck. I mean, that's all we need at this point. We know East Coast Mike has nothing, so does Getting the Van have any haste, or is he just going to keep playing out forwards and just hope one of them can eventually get in there? We've got a Magisa, okay. I mean, the good news for Getting the Van is East Coast Mike is basically in top deck mode. He's saying, you have to answer this. You have to pull out another summon or something, because, or a forward, a block, or anything. Oh my goodness. It's the other Golbez on damage 6. Dum, 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 dum. Archfiends, assemble to me. We're seeing it get damage 6. Man, the Golbezes we've seen in this game. Okay, so who can we... Do we have Archfiends left? There are no Rubicante, so he can't come down. There is 1 Barbarisha left. That's good. Probably another Scarmaglione and a Cagnazzo. Oh, but without Rubicante, we're not going to have enough to knock out this Magisa. And as a matter of fact, Getting the Van can use the Magisa effect. Well, no, that's not true, because Scarmaglione can make sure she takes double the damage. I always forget that part. So we are going to wipe. Oh my goodness, did we just stabilize? Folks, did we just stabilize off damage 6 Golbez? Holy cow. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. If he pulls this off, what a comeback. I mean, I thought Getting the Van had him 6 ways from Sunday, but that final Famfrit coming in to take out Kadaj. And we can technically get one more card. So what all did we get? We played Golbez. I wonder if he remembers he gets both effects. You may search for one card. And technically it is optional, so maybe he just opted not to. He is a little low. He only has 14 cards left in deck, so maybe he was a little worried about overdrawn or worried about running into deck out. Well, that was certainly the shift. I don't know what else Getting the Van has in his deck, and he did that early aggression, and it was working for so long, but all our behemoths are gone. Kadaj is gone. 2 Magis are gone. I mean, I don't know what else we have left in here, and we just don't have the backup resources our opponent does. Ace. Okay, interesting. So we are going to... we can either just easily pop one of these Archfiends. Probably not going to pay the kicker for Golbez. Yeah, we're just going to knock out Kegnazo. Now, the good news is these guys are really only a threat when they enter, so Getting the Van's just going to take some time, ramp up here. I really like that decision from him. He's going to have more CP to play with going forward, try to finish this game off. EastCoastMike, he's got some forwards out now, which is really great, but he still has to be careful because all it takes is one Dull, one Aldramech, one Exodus, anything, and then suddenly you might be down quite a few cards. Luso would be really nice here. But let us push. Ooh, we've got Larsa. The forwards you control don't receive damage as less than their power. So we got our Minwu effect. And then technically he can dull himself, pay a water, and it'll gain 2,000 power until the end of the turn, a blocking forward. We're going to be able to get another 2-coster here. There's that Luso, baby. That's who we're talking about. So is it forwards other than wind? 500 more. So how many elements we've got? Wind, lightning, earth, water. Wind, lightning, earth, water. Yeah, so we've got 4 right now, which is nice. Luso will be able to maintain Brave when he attacks. I'll tell you what, if our opponent can get his hands on another Exodus, though, this board is just asking to get cleaned up. And finally, EastCoastMike is going to deal our very first point of damage in this match. It's a Fusoya. Wouldn't have minded seeing that either. We could have picked off another one of these guys. Or this Irvine. Wow, that's 2 really good backups hitting a day. These backups would have taken out any of these forwards. Any of these little guys. Oh no, what a hit. We just got our Philia bopped into the damage zone. That is exactly what Getting the Van wanted to see on this turn. Philia would have completely wiped this board clean, and man, it would have put EastCoastMike on the back burner again. That was a huge point of damage, and I thought he was going to opt to not attack with the Golbez. Ended up being a great choice. Oh, but there is Exodus. He is coming in to clean up. He says, Golbez or not, 2 costs, they're going away. You have been judged, and you have been found unworthy. And he just like tips the scales to one side. All 2 costs. Boom, just dump them straight into the break zone, baby. So we still got the Golbez out there, but that was basically the second best thing we could get instead of the Philia. I'm sure would have preferred the Philia, but that Exodus will be quite nice. I wonder if Getting the Van has a follow-up to play, because I wonder if it would have been worth it if we waited till our opponent's turn to Exodus and maybe see if we can bait them into putting out another 2-cost. I'm not sure if he would have or not, and obviously then we give our opponent more CP and resources, so potentially they could counter it somehow, so it's definitely the safer option to just do it here. And there's Alice. This is great. This is actually really nice. Obviously, we don't have Alphino in hand. Our hand is empty, but assuming there's one left in the deck, we can go get him. That's going to be another forward we're threatening the next turn. And now EastCoastMike can attack with his Golbez. He has to leave him up as a blocker. The good news being, so we know Getting the Van has only Alphino in hand. So he's going to have to draw something else to get past this Golbez, or ultimately set them up for a party attack, but even then, Getting the Van's still going to lose a forward, so unless we've got some kind of removal right now, we got to be careful. I'm going to guess that Getting the Van doesn't have any haste in this deck, other than like the Behemoth K5, but I'm not seeing any Belias or Sage backups or anything of that nature, so I don't think we have to worry about our opponent hasting us. And EastCoastMike also has to be a little careful because He's only got 10 cards left in the deck. However, this is great. Shadow Lord will allow him to pressure, maintain Brave, so that we can keep his blocker up, and he'll turn off any pesky bursts that were to come through, like a Blaze, Ifrit, whoever. And there's our Ephemeral Summoner. Oh, are we going to stack a summon on top? I don't know how useful that is. Well, it's not going to be useful for damage purposes, but if we've got any summons left, we can at least guarantee we're going to draw it next turn. East Coast Mike's got the big bodies. He's going to take this chance, just try to ramp up. Man, we really would have loved to have seen that Philia from Getting the Van. We know he's got Alphino in hand, but what else did he draw? What else are we working with here? We are going to play our Fusoya backup, and we're most likely just going to bop this Ephemeral Summoner, get her out of the way. I don't think we're going to have any other follow-up. As a matter of fact, unless we've got like Ifrit in hand, yeah, we'll just get rid of the little one. It's one less body to worry about. And we've got 4 backups. Playing backups late into the game, but honestly at this point, 1, he's probably not drawing much else besides them. 2, if we can still get our hands on Ophelia or an Exodus, being able to pay for it cleanly is going to help us out. So we've got the Alphino, which means unless it's Ifrit, we don't have to worry about what our opponent has. The good news is, again, East Coast Mike can safely push with that Shadow Lord. We'll give it Brave, turn off any EX burst. So far, Getting the Van hasn't hit any, but wouldn't you know it, watch, this is going to be the first time he does hit one. We only have 1 EX burst so far in this whole match, and it was that pesky Famfrit. Pesky Famfrit for Getting the Van. East Coast Mike is thinking, you mean, our holy savior, Famfrit. And there is our Odin. We're just going to knock out that Alisei. East Coast Mike, he is happy to dump his hand. Just says, get this thing off the board. I don't want to have to deal with any potential attackers. It's way too risky. And we still got enough left over. Cosmos is going to use our Earth CP. Give the Shadow Lord Brave. And I wonder, now that the Alisei is gone, he might risk going in with the Golbez. Again, I don't think there's any haste in this deck, so Eldore Emperor into burst. And are we going to take our time, or are we going to let Golbez... If Golbez pushes us to 5, we're set up for lethal on our next turn. But I don't know if he wants to risk it. He might still be worried about potential haste. No, he's not. We still got the Shadow Lord as a blocker. Golbez says, let's put him on the clock. There's an ace. That was a dead card anyway, so Getting the Van's probably not too sad to see that go. This is it. Oh my goodness, as East Coast Mike, as he just pulled off some crazy comeback. We know one of the cards in Getting the Van's hand is an Alphino. Beyond that, we don't know what the other 3 he drew were. But we need something big here, folks. Getting the Van plays out Alphino, has to pass the turn. That is not what we wanted to see. East Coast Mike is now in complete control of this. I don't know if he has any summons left. All the Famfrits are gone. I see 2 Odins. So it is possible he drew another Odin, but he wouldn't be able to cast it anyway. So chances are, unless we drew some kind of crazy good removal for Alphino, that Getting the Van will get one more turn, as we're going to sacrifice that Alphino for a block. Ooh, Oracle. When he enters the field, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Return these to the top or bottom in any order. Not too bad, especially this late in the game. Now Mike can set up and look, so he knows what he wants to get. But unless Getting the Van has a surprise in hand here, a 1 CP Ifrit would be really nice. That way Alphino can actually trade up to either of these 2 forwards. But nonetheless, we're going to damage 6 versus damage 6. Cosmos is going to give our Shadow Lord Brave one. This is where you trade out the Alphino. Absolutely, you trade this here because on the offhand chance you hit a burst, you want to make sure that it goes off. So you want the burst to get triggered off the Golbez. So you absolutely block with the Alphino here. And then you let Golbez deal you the 6 point of damage. Oh, we do have Ifrit. Ifrit's going to come down, blast this Shadow Lord for 8,000 damage. Alphino's going to block it. He's going to say, hey, you're going down. I'm taking you down with me. Very nice. Now Ifrit's going to come in. Can we get... another Ifrit isn't going to matter at this point. Blaze won't matter. So even if we get a burst here, I can't imagine what it would be that'll be relevant, but... Didn't get one anyway. Oh, no, that null. Oh, no. That would have been perfect. All we would need is one other forward. Noel could have given it haste for the win. There is that haster we've been waiting for. Oh no. Getting the van is going right into it. He's got something. There's Alphino. Is he just going to have to stall? Does he have anything? Wait a minute. We're tapping. Got one fire, one lightning. Do we have a Noel in hand? We've got the Noel in hand. Noel says, Alphino, catch this. Throws him his dagger. Alphino gets the haste. Whoa, here he comes for the win. Boom. What a match. What a match. That's game one, folks. Game one. Oh, my goodness. That was great. That was great. All right, we're back for the start of Game 2. GetintheVan is going to start us off this time with our Zemus, going to get back our Magisa from the break zone, and just, holy cow, man, what a Game 1. That was, I mean, I thought GetintheVan 100% had that, and then that 6 damage Phantom for it. Here comes the Golbez, floods the field. I'm thinking, okay, EastCoastMike has got this. And I was saying it all match long. There's no haste. There's no haste. We hadn't seen anything that had haste. So I was like, he's got nothing to worry about. And he hits the Noel into damage 6. I was like, oh, there that goes. Only for Noel to come out on the draw anyway. Oh, just good gravy. What a match. Still geeking out about that. All right. So EastCoastMike will respond with one of the best backups to play turn 1. That's Artemisian. We're going to get a little mulligan action on our hand. Now it says he did throw out Princess Sarah. Very interesting. You know, that's the second time he's thrown out that card. I wonder if he just doesn't really value it much, or maybe he's just drawn hands that he, you know, obviously likes the Artemisian a little better. I'm not sure. He will sculpt 3 cards from his hand. Get some new stuff to play with. But yeah, kind of very interesting he's thrown that out twice now. And here she is, the lady of the hour. Lulu is coming down. Gosh, such a great character from my personal favorite Final Fantasy X. Awesome. We might get to see some fun backup shenanigans in here. We've got things like this Fusoya to help it out so that Lulu can put this Fusoya into the break zone. It's going to deal a forward 5,000 damage, get us back another forward of our own. Lulu is here to make a statement. Matt Rice, you watching? You should be. And EastCoastMike is going to respond, getting down the Aldo, and he's going to search out our Golbez. He's set up for those shenanigans again. Pitched one of a new Opus 13 Golbez, as well as Cagnazzo. You've got to think, if GetintheVan has got Exodus in hand, he is just holding onto that sucker because he knows he's going to need it. If not, he's desperately trying to draw it. It's so funny that they both have Archfiends in these decks. Rubicante is just getting no love, which is so funny because I thought he was like one of the best Archfiends, and he's either just going to damage or getting thrown away or something else entirely. 4 CP. Here comes our Magisa. Are we going to follow this up with a Palom? Discarding the Blaze for Ace. Oh, nice. Does Ace pick your own forwards? Oh, I wonder if he does not realize that. Oh, this might have been a mistake from GetintheVan. Okay, got that straightened out. Had to do a little judge call there. So unfortunately, Ace cannot actually target your own forward. So Ace cannot ping Magisa. GetintheVan tried to do that and had to correct it that he wasn't able to do that chain. I understand the confusion because especially a lot of these new ones, most of them, it just says choose a forward or choose up to 2 forwards in Blaze's case. But yeah, Ace specifically says it does have to be a forward your opponent controls. So unfortunately, Ace is not good for the Magisa. Unfortunate there, because GetintheVan probably would have put down the Blaze had they known that. And EastCoastMike is more than happy to capitalize. We threw out a Seymour. We threw out a Freya. Here comes Big Bad Golbez. Golbez. I can't talk. We're tapping our Artemisian. Are we just going right into Famfrit here? I think we might be. There goes the Ephemeral Summoner. I'm sensing a water summon. Yep. Famfrit the Darkening Cloud. Magisa and Golbez are both going to disappear. And here comes the parade. And Archfiends on parade, folks. Dun, 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 dun. We have got Rubicante and Scarme, Aglione, Cagnazzo, Barbarisha. Hey, they are all coming home. All right. Crazy, crazy stuff. So I wonder why he went for the Archfiends, because I know he has that Kain in that deck. I would have thought you'd put the Kain in here, and with Kain's haste ability, plus Kain will not get the brainwashing counter since it didn't come from hand. So I would have thought, and we're still in the main phase 1, I believe, so just have Kain, whoop, go right in there, but he opts to go for our quad of Archfiends here. I don't believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, so if a judge watches this, give me comp, but I don't believe Cagnazo will trigger, because Golbez says their auto abilities will not trigger, and so even though technically the auto ability is for other forwards, it is Cagnazo's, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't get any counters for this. Which is, again, interesting that he went with the Archfiends, but maybe he's just wanting to try something different. Last time he tried to do the Luso and everything else. Did not work out, so he's just going for the Archfiends. Or what it's very possible is we know what GetintheVan is. GetintheVan right now is just praying. Hopefully, either A, he has Exodus in his hand, or he's praying, please let me draw Exodus off of this. Oh, wow. Oh, that's why we did the Archfiends. Oh, my goodness. I completely forgot about the Golbez effect. I've never actually seen this used before. So, Barbarisha says, at the end of each of your turns, if you control 4 or more job Archfiend forwards, you may search for one card named Golbez and play it onto the field. So, EastCoastMike is going to play this Golbez immediately. This Golbez's auto ability will trigger. Now he can search for any other card of cost 2. I would probably go grab that Cosmos, if nothing else. Now we will get our water counter. That's awesome. What a cool play. Golbez gives himself up for the Archfiends, only for himself to come right back. This is so neat. What a cool deck that EastCoastMike has here. I absolutely love it. He's going to opt for Luso. Interesting. So we don't actually have any win backups down right now, so hopefully he's going to have another win card in hand that he can play out that Luso. I'm always partial to Cosmos myself. GetintheVan, I hope you got Exodus, because otherwise this is looking like a very short match. And if he does have Exodus, the question is, I feel like you may even wait till your opponent's turn, see if he'll play out the Luso, and then drop the Exodus on him if we have it. Because other than that, I don't see how we get out of it. Now, to be fair, none of these guys are actually super threatening attackers. So even a big body will do quite a bit to stall here. All right, so we dulled the ace. We pitched our null. Going to bring out Irvine. Irvine's just going to go ahead and delete one of these Archfiends for us. Opts to take out Scarmiglione. Interesting. Wonder why he targeted that one. Or no, maybe he didn't. Okay, I was going to say, I feel like you want to hit Cagnazo because you don't want them to get those counters up. Or even Rubicante, because that way it's not going to get his exit effect. Lulu is going to tap, put our ace in the break zone. Lulu, she might show up big here. She can also now pick off another one of these Archfiends. We're going to knock out that Barbarisha. Good choices. I wonder if... So Barbarisha is wind, which shares the element with Luso. So I wonder if it would have been better to pick Rubicante, and that way he doesn't get his exit trigger, and that's one less new element for Luso to worry about. Nonetheless, for not having Exodus in hand, pretty good turn there for GetintheVan. He loses a backup, but he gets another one down, and he's able to knock out 2 of these Archfiends. That's the one nice thing, even though that great combo play by EastCoastMike is that, again, other than Golbez, none of these bodies are huge and threatening, so he's got to feel pretty good. Going to the attack phase. I feel like we definitely want to push here, and we pray we don't hit a Blaze. A Blaze here would be awful. Blaze is just going to pick off these 2 remaining Archfiends, and Golbez is going to find himself alone. There's that Forza. We didn't get to see him last game. Scarmiglione is going to come in, hit another ace. Damn, that's unfortunate. We would have liked to have seen one of those there. Cheap way to put a backup down, pick off another one of these Archfiends, maybe even go for the big Golbez. Here comes Golbez. Can we get this Blaze? Nope. That's going to be Alphino. I don't know how many bursts GetintheVan has in this deck. He might not have many. Blazes, we got Blaze, Ifrit, Aldromech. I don't recall if I saw any others, so probably a pretty low burst count. 3 clean damage, EastCoastMike to get in. He's got to feel good actually applying the pressure this time instead of just reacting to everything GetintheVan was doing in our last match. Here comes Palom. Palom's 4,000 damage. Going to pick off that Scarmiglione. And do we use Lulu again to clean off the Rubicante as well? We are doing that, and Palom's going to come in and just go, boo! He's going to hit Scarmiglione with a fire spell, and Lulu's going to be like, all right, you did your job, get out of here. He's like, all right, thanks for coming, folks. Don't forget to tip your waitress. He'll head out, and we'll take out the Rubicante, too. So, again, Lulu definitely showing up, putting in work here. all things considered, for not being able to get out a forward for 2 turns in a row, that was about as good as we were going to get for Getting the Van. He was able to clean up 2 Archfiends each time, cleaned up all of them. We've got our Princess Sarah coming down now. We're going to keep sculpting backups. Getting the East Coast Mike is, I almost combined their names. I almost said Get in the Mike. Getting the Mike and East Coast Van, right? That's the new Dragon Ball Z like fusion hybrid of the two. East Coast Mike's got to be feeling good now, though. He's still got Big Bad Golbez on board. Golbez. Oh, my goodness, folks. I can't talk today. Forgive me. He still has Big Bad Golbez on board. This 9K body is going to keep pushing damage. He has no damage himself, so he has no fear. I mean, even if Getting the Van gets the Behemoth K out on damage 5, you know, he's got such a long way to go to catch up in damage that I don't think Mike's worried about that at all. Ugh, there's another Alphino. 2 of our Alphinos gone. That's got to hurt. That Alice combo, the Magisa combo, just got a whole lot weaker. And yeah, Mike's sitting on 5 in hand. I'd pass 2 if I was him. Just relax, you know, make your opponent catch up to you. The only thing that's really going to efficiently deal with this Golbez right now is, wouldn't mind a Fusoya backup. We could Fusoya and then instantly throw it in the break zone with Lulu. Probably not going to do that since we're doling Lulu. There's that Behemoth K. I kind of had a feeling he'd be showing up. Unfortunately, he's just very vulnerable right at this time. Again, East Coast Mike has 7 in hand. What are the odds he's going to have a summon? We've only seen a single Famfrit. We haven't seen Odin yet. Doesn't look like it, so chances are he's going to have some way to deal with this. And as we've seen, Mike has no issue throwing those cards out in hand and just hard casting that Odin. And just not even dealing with that Behemoth K. So I will be surprised if it lives this turn. Yeah, there's Lady Cosmos. Our backup line's just getting stronger and stronger. We still have 6 cards in hand, folks. We just tapped 2 backups, put out one of the best backups in the game. We've got all our colors out now. We can play as many light cards as we want, although I don't think that's going to be an issue in this deck. Here comes the combat. Golbez is going to swing in. No way that Getting the Van wants to give up his Behemoth for this. There's that Fusoya we were mentioning earlier. Man, that would have been so nice with Lulu. Could have removed our opponents forward and gotten a forward back. Mike's happy to pass. He does still have 1 too many in hand. He's just going to discard down. He's just going to put the cane down. So go ahead. What are you going to do? Hit me with Behemoth K? Go ahead. Deal me 2 points of damage. I'll just swing right back, pop you to 6, possibly more if I've got another surprise in my hand. Like, I don't fear this thing. You're too far behind at this point. This Behemoth doesn't scare me. So Getting the Van is going to need... We need something else here. The Behemoth alone is not going to be enough. He's going to need some support. Behemoth's going to be enough for now. He's going to go in, hit us for 2 points of damage. Boom, boom. Artemisian, Kane, both gone. Artemisian would have been a dead card, and since he just threw away a Kane, I have a feeling East Coast Mike is not too bent out too hurt about that. We've got nothing else. Oh, no, we don't have anything else. He could have an Exodus in hand. Possibly an Adromech and an Ifrit. We've left our backups up, so we could cast both of those and still even have one more backup to work with. And Mike says, okay, if you got nothing else, I'm putting you to 6. He's going right into combat. Does Getting the Van have any kind of response, or is he just taking this? We are going to discard a Larsa, put a Cagnazzo down on the field. He technically said enter attack phase, but that might have just been an Octagon mistake. I'm going to guess he's still in his main phase 1. We didn't have to use any backups for that, too, so surely we've got something else here. We've got to. Oh, I wonder if he set the Cagnazzo down so we can do Famfrit. Just get rid of that Behemoth K, let Golbez stay on the board. Porum. Porum's just going to be a little extra protection. He's happy to block with that Porum. Yeah, he'll take damage anyway, but again, I mean, Getting the Van's going to be on 6 damage. He's going to need a blocker, or he needs something. We're going to discard a Luso to play a Luso, tap both of our backups. Here comes Rubicante. Oh, man. Does Rubicante have an entry effect? No, I'm not sure what he's targeting with, unless he's planning to use the Cagnazzo counters on the Behemoth K, which is interesting, which won't kill it because it's only 8,000 power, and then Cagnazzo is going to break off of that. So unless he's got a follow-up, I'm not 100% sure what he's planning to do with that. Holy cow, Lulu special. Lulu says, Thundaga. Don't look so shocked. Boom! I mean, we got to be hitting the Golbez here, right? It's 10,000 damage. I don't think we want to blow that on any of these small guys. And then... Great Lulu special. Man, Lulu is the MVP of this game so far. Absolutely putting in work. She's going to put that Golbez. And Golbez was the only person who could attack this turn. Great Thundaga counter with Lulu. So, yeah, he's just got to pass at this point. Folks, can we get an Exodus? You know, getting the van is just like, we need that spirit energy to get Exodus here, because if we don't, we're toast. This Behemoth K cannot afford to attack. And as a matter of fact, I don't think it even matters. How strong is Luso right now? Is he 8,000? He's 8,000. First strike, brave. Yeah, I mean, Exodus just clears this board off. We will lose our Behemoth K as well, but we can at least attack first, get in 2 points of damage. Pretty decent cleanup. Aldromech the Wrath coming in. Okay, our opponent is not on 5, so it's going to deal 6,000, but that will kill anyone here except for Luso. So we can take out the Cagnazzo. We can take out the Porum. We can take out the Rubicante. I wonder if who are we targeting here? Because if he's targeting the Cagnazzo's absolutely going to hit the Behemoth K in response, because he's just going to die anyway. So I wonder if we almost wanted to bait out something else. Maybe target... Of course, if we target Rubicante, then Behemoth K is going to take that damage, and the Cagnazzo would kill it. Porum would let our opponent get back one of those summons. Kind of a tight spot. And the Luso, yeah, maybe we just had to pick the Cagnazzo. So if you have Exodus here, you absolutely swing him with Behemoth K. He just lost 8,000 power. He only has 1,000, but when he attacks, he'll go to 4,000. He'll deal them 2 points of damage. One for attacking, and another one if they block or let it through for some reason, which they don't need to. And then if you've got Exodus, it doesn't matter. They would choose 5, and he's going to die anyway. So if you have Exodus here, you don't care. You just swing in regardless. If you don't have Exodus, I don't know what you do. I'd have to see your hand at that point. Opt to play down Magisa here. Very interesting. Are we going to Lulu ping our own Magisa, get another forward out? Or maybe we have an Ifrit we can do it with. Yep, we've got Ifrit. Ifrit's going to go ahead and hit Magisa for 5,000. And we probably are going to not opt to attack with Behemoth K this turn, because he's only sitting at 1,000. And we just don't value the 2 damage. We'd rather be patient, make our opponent now answer our board, which is pretty good. GetintheVan has stabilized pretty well here. EastCoastMike only has 1 in hand. He's going to have those 4 backups, but Luso's only got 3 elements to work with right now. So unless he can get out 2 more on the next turn, which is very possible given all the 2 costs in his deck, you know, Luso might not get his automatic point of damage. Now, he will be brave, so he can still try to swing in with the first strike, but... okay, duh. Bergen can be brought in with Magisa. That's how we get the Bergen in. Very nice. So, okay, Bergen is great here, because any of these forwards that try to swing in, when Bergen blocks it, before anything else occurs, that forward's going to automatically take 7,000 damage. So GetintheVan has some great lines here. Let's say no other forwards come down. Luso remains at 7,000. You know, just by Bergen declaring the block, Luso's going to die. Even if he gets down another forward, if Bergen blocks and then GetintheVan does something like Lulu sacrifices a backup, kills Rubicante, kills Porum, his power's going to drop, and now the first strike won't matter. He'll still die to the Bergen damage before anything else. So Bergen is really interesting here. We don't have anything to pay for his effect, and we're going to get a no-action pass from EastCoastMike. He wants nothing to do with that Bergen. He's like, nah, I don't think so. You can have that. That was a huge turn for GetintheVan. He was absolutely happy to see that. Now, we do have all our backups up, so it's very possible we have an Odin in hand, although I don't know if he has the Odin. I feel like you just bump whatever you want out of the way and then go in for the kill. Luso's still struggling a bit, though. He needs a bit more power, because this 7K is not enough right now. 7K first strike, that part is nice, but That is absolutely the reset Getting the Van wanted. And again, Exodus is still a threat here. Yes, he can take out whatever forward he wants on Getting the Van side, but Exodus still says, I'm going to board wipe you with this card. We haven't seen a single one in damage. Haven't seen a single one in the break zone. We're halfway through our deck. Only 2 cards in hand, but man, if Getting the Van has not seen Exodus yet, he's certainly just like, where is he? Here comes Ifrit. We're going to target our own Magisa, or take out one of East Coast Mike's forwards. Probably going to hit our own Magisa here. I feel like we really want to get a big board going. Oh, dun dun dun. Oh my goodness. Scarmaglione coming in, back attack. Is he choosing Behemoth K? So I don't know who the target is. There's no targeting reticules on here. So I assumed Ifrit was trying to ping Magisa, in which case Scarmaglione could say, hey, that's going to take double damage instead, and he could trick Getting the Van into killing his own Magisa. But he put up a targeting reticule on Behemoth K, so is he targeting him? Moves Ifrit to the damage zone. Rubicante is... Okay, so I think what happened is I think he used the Ifrit on the Rubicante. When Rubicante died... Before Rubicante died, he had Scarmaglione come in so that Behemoth K would take double damage. Then when Rubicante went to the damage zone, it did its power to the Behemoth K, so it did 5,000 times 2, did 10,000, so he died. Very interesting. I really thought Getting the Van was just going to ping his own Magisa here, and I thought he was going to trick him into killing that. I guess he was losing something regardless. Man, oh man. Well, we didn't get our swing off with that Behemoth K, so that's unfortunate. But that is the only one I see in the break zone, so there are 2 more out there just waiting to come down for damage 5. And here comes Golbez coming back to the field. So we're only on damage 2, but we'll still get to search out any 2-cost card we want. We can get any of the Archfiends. Maybe a Kane if we still have one. We saw that Larsa last time. I'm not quite sure what we have left here. So we're out of Cagnazzo. We've got 2 Rubicante in the break zone. I see 1 Barbaricia. So we've definitely got a couple of the Archfiends still to go with. 2 Scarmaglione in there. See 1 Larsa. Kane. There's Kane in damage. But it's any 2-cost card. I don't know if I've seen any 2-cost summons from him. Looks like it's just been Famfrit and Odin. Could grab a 2-cost backup. What we really want is a forward of a different element so we can keep getting Luso's power up. Because right now Luso's got 1, 2, 3. So he's an 8k. First Strike Brave. Shadow Lord. Perfect. This is absolutely what we wanted. We are going to have to overpay if we want to... Unless we have just a single Earth card in hand. Otherwise we'll have to overpay tapping this Cosmos. But Shadow Lord is great. Big body. Very unlikely our opponent has a 2-cost backup in hand right now. Guess you never know. That would feel really bad if he Shadow Lord and then like Ace came down. And we're still going to pass. That Bergen is just quite the wall right now. This Luso can't get over it. I mean, technically Luso is 8k first strike, so... He could, well, I guess you could always Bergen block, and then you could just pay a card from hand for Bergen's ability and just kill the Luso before it ever goes. But he wants to play patient, and he really doesn't have a reason to. You know, they're both even on deck count. He's only taken 2 points of damage still. That Behemoth K is off the field. Don't got to worry about that for the moment. He's got to be feeling pretty safe right now. All right, and here comes the Eldori Emperor on damage 5, folks. That means we're getting 2 effects here. We can break Porum or Luso outright, and then we can blast an active forward for 8,000 damage. Or if we really wanted to get rid of Golbez, I guess we could stack all of it on him. You know, if he's got a fire card in hand, he can blast the Golbez for 8, pitch the fire card for Bergen's effect, hit it for 1, and then we'll just break the Luso outright, which is probably what we're going to do. I feel like he doesn't want to hit the Porum as much as he can help it. Doesn't want to let him get one of these summons back. And by one of these summons, I mean Famfrit, because that's the only summon I see in here, so... So what did we pick for our second effect? I'm guessing we just broke the Luso. Did we target Magisa? Choose a forward, deal at 7,000 damage. Yes, we did. Yeah, we dealt 7,000 damage to our own Magisa. Very nice. How versatile. What a versatile card. This is another card maybe he thought where it's like, I don't know how much people use it. And he's been seeing a lot of play, at least early in the Opus. So we just took the Luso out. I mean, I guess we could have dealt it 8k, but I'm assuming we just chose to break it. deal 7,000 to our own Magisa. I don't see any Scarmaglione tricks this time, so Magisa will live. We're going to get Alphino, and Alphino is going to go get the game ender himself, Big Bad Kadaj. So Kadaj is a significant threat. Even though GetintheVan only has 2 damage, he just said, if you don't do something, Kadaj is coming down. Kadaj will end this game. Unless you get another lucky Famfrit burst, but this time we've got a big old board. GetintheVan has really stabilized this match. I thought his goose was cooked, but he's showing he's not out of this fight yet. And another no-action pass from EastCoastMike leaves all his backups up. He has 5 in hand, and he just opts to give his turn away. He's got to have something, right? Unless he is just dead drawing terribly. He's got to have an Odin in that hand or something. Man, I mean, we do have a lot of forwards in here, though. A lot of forwards, couple backups, so maybe he is. Maybe he's just not drawing super well right now. But GetintheVan will take it. The more time you give this man, the more time he's going to get you in that van. We got another 5. Here comes Behemoth K. He's got haste. Oh, I hope EastCoastMike has an Odin in that hand because this could be dangerous. This could be lethal, potentially, depending on what else. Yeah, we're going right to attack phase. We know we still got Kadaj in hand. Behemoth K is coming in. Boom, that's an automatic point of damage for attacking. Oh no, it's Odin. Oh, Odin, he does not like this Behemoth. He says, I don't think so, Zen Tetsuken. Shing, shing, shing. And Behemoth K just and just splits into 2 pieces. I'm going to assume that's his target because otherwise he's looking at a 2nd point of damage. Unless he really fears the Bergen is maybe the only other choice here, or maybe he doesn't want even more value out of the Magisa. I don't know how much that Magisa is going to have left in the tank, but I mean, it's got to be the Behemoth K, right? Because otherwise you're still going to take another point of damage here, either from blocking or letting it go through. All right, we agonized about that decision for a while, but he did ultimately go with the Behemoth K. That threat is going to get removed the very turn it comes down. Man, that's 2 great EX bursts EastCoastMike has had come in, save him. Odin couldn't have asked for a better time. And the fact that he hit off of the Behemoth K attack declaration instead of the 2nd one, so it didn't even get its full value off. That's incredible. And GetintheVan's not done yet. We're going to attack with this Eldore Emperor. We're going to let this one go through too. We've got Porum as an easy chump blocker. Yep, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to dig into our break zone, get back that Famfrit. Now we got to be careful because our opponent has 4 forwards on the field right now, so we really need to get a bunch of our own out there before that Famfrit is really going to serve us, because we do not want to give up Golbez just to, get rid of Alphino. And I imagine GetintheVan is going to stop here. Yeah, we don't want to lose the Bergen, don't want to lose the Magisa. At this point, make our opponent answer us. Man, so EastCoastMike did nothing with all of that CP he had on his backline. He has got to be drawn really poorly. That's the only thing. I mean, I just don't know why else he would just sit on it like that. So he must just have a handful of backups right now. So we've got 8 in hand now, 4 backups. Only 12 cards left in the deck. Surely there's got to be something we can do here. We're going to discard a Shadow Lord for a Shadow Lord. Great forward. Hope our opponent doesn't have a 2-cost backup in hand they can play for free. Probably unlikely. We've got so many backups over here and in our break zone, so I imagine he's pretty tapped out on those right now. Here comes Rubicante. He's on damage 3, so he's saying, come on, fight me, nerds. I will take out one of you as I go out. EastCoastMike happy to just kind of wait. I wonder if it really is this Bergen has really just got him worried, because he knows the Bergen will take out anything it blocks, even if the Bergen dies with it, and he just doesn't want to give up that Golbez. Still have not seen a single Exodus from GetintheVan, and we've only got 14 cards left in deck. We know we've got that Kadaj. I mean, Kadaj could do some serious work here. We could just dole this Rubicante out of the way. Lulu could get us some backup damage. Nah, we're not going to do any of that. We're going straight into the attack phase. Here comes the Eldori Emperor. Pretty much offering himself, hey, come on, kill me. I think we block with the Rubicante here, don't we? And then we just use that effect to take out Bergen. Or even Magisa. Yeah, the Eldori Emperor won't die, but who cares? He's done what he's done. You know, right now, the two continued threats are Magisa and Bergen. No, we're going to defend with Golbez. Interesting. We have a combat trick, or are we just happy to trade? We're just happy to trade. You know, I kind of wonder if he's been wanting to play another Golbez, and that maybe this Golbez has kept him from doing so. So that's all of our Wind Lightning Golbezes. We have one. I wonder if he's been waiting to drop down a new Lightning Golbez. We're going to tap 3 backups. Probably not a Behemoth K. We surely would have played that beforehand. Another Eldori Emperor. Oh my goodness. Did we just wipe our opponent's board? We surely did. Well, wait a minute. What did we do exactly? So we probably zapped Rubicante for 8 and then just broke the Shadow Lord outright. And then looks like Rubicante took out Magisa on the... Man, great play there from GetintheVan. He was like, go ahead, please block this Eldori Emperor. Just let me play a second one. EastCoastMike has a lot in hand. Are we going to see that Golbez that might have been waiting around for a while to come down, but he was blocked by himself? That's 6 cards. Here he comes. It's got to be Golbez, right? Golbez is here. Are we just going to fanfrit this thing right away? We know we've got it in hand. I believe that's what we're going to do. GetintheVan still has not pulled the trigger on Kadaj. He has got him in hand. Yep, here comes Famfrit. Golbez will go away. We're going to sack off the Alphino. Kadaj in hand, so we know our opponent can't do anything. I really expected that Kadaj to come out way earlier, and GetintheVan has just been... He is patiently waiting for the right time to put him out there. Or maybe he just has no plans to use him whatsoever. Now, we have to be a little careful here with EastCoastMike. Currently, he only has 10 cards left in his whole deck. And if he puts out 4 forwards here, that's going to go down to 6. So GetintheVan is absolutely going to win the War of Attrition. We've got Shadow Lord. We've got Barbarisha. We've got Ephemeral Summoner. None of their entry effects will go off. And we only put 3 out. I think we're out of forwards. We are out of 2-cost forwards. I mean, look at all these ones in the break zone. We've got Kane here in the damage. I think we're out. We are completely out. That is not good news. We've only got 7 cards left in our deck. That's not really what it went off of Golbez. And really, the Shadow Lord here is the only threat, unless we've got something else in our hand. What do we got? We're throwing out our last Golbez. Here comes an Oracle. Oh, no. I don't think this is when we want to be playing this card. Now, granted, if there's a burst left in here, which there should be, I don't see... I think that's the only Odin we've seen. So surely there's at least one more Odin left in that deck. Mike's going to move a card to the bottom. He moved both to the bottom. Okay, so nothing there that we wanted to see. Well, if there's more Odins, I mean, they've got to be close, which means GetintheVan does have to be a little careful if that Odin comes down and blows him out of the water again. But an Exodus here is also just... I mean, where is Exodus? We've got 12 cards left in the deck. There's none in the break zone. None in our damage zone. Here comes Fusoya. Oh, it's combo time, folks. I'm going to guess Fusoya is going to deal 5,000 damage to this Shadow Lord, unless he wants to pick off these 2. He could absolutely pick off these 2, but I'm guessing he's going to hit Shadow Lord for 5. Lulu's going to come in, grab Fusoya, and just throw him right into the break zone. Another 5 to our friend the Shadow Lord there, and Fusoya is going to trigger, going to let him get back any forward he wants from the break zone. I have a feeling we're going to eye this Behemoth K right here. Although, again, with Kadaj in hand, we still can't cast it this turn, but who cares? Maybe we set ourselves up to cast next turn. Fusoya, if you've ever seen that Simpsons gif of Grandpa Abe Simpson walking into the, it's like the yeah, what is it? It's like the Showgirl house, whatever that place is called, the Spring in Springfield. And he walks in, dun dun dun, he sees Bart, and he just keeps walking in a continuous motion, picks his hat back up off the rack. That's just what Fusoya did just now. Fusoya just came in like, do 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 do. Oh, hey everybody, hi Lulu. Okay, I'm going out the door, and then he just headed straight out. Such a great little combo, great use of Lulu there. We did get back our Behemoth K, and do we attack here? I don't think we need to. Our opponent doesn't need to block. Unless, here we go. Now it's time for Kadaj. Kadaj says, oh, we're attacking, and we're going to maintain our brave state while we do it. EastCoastMike has got to have another Odin in there still, or another Famfrit even. Because I think, have we only seen one Famfrit? So, I am worried for getting the van here for the burst. Because surely some kind of burst is going to come in. We got to be careful we just don't leave ourselves totally exposed. At the same time, Mike might be out of forwards. He clearly doesn't have any 2 costs left. Otherwise, he would have fetched a 4th one. We're not going for the Brave. Interesting. We're going to remove Famfrit. And what else are we removing? And a Golbez. Don't think he's really a threat at this point, but I mean, there aren't really many summons in this break, so I wonder how many summons this deck has. Okay, are we going to push combat? Nope. GetintheVan says, I'm going to be patient. I know you've probably got some kind of burst left in that deck. I don't want to run into one. We know Kadaj is going to come back down next turn, and GetintheVan absolutely has the deck advantage right now, so if he can just stall, he's going to win by deck out. So the question is, does EastCoastMike have any forwards left in this deck? Because if he doesn't, then he needs Odin, because Famfrit, he really can't afford to give any of these guys up. That's just a straight no-action pass. I think that may be the 3rd one we've seen from Mike this game. Kadaj is going to come back in. I feel like you go for the Brave or the Dull here, right? I don't know. So I'm the type, yep, we go for the Dull. Honestly, I think I might have valued the Brave a little more. That way we can push and still have our blockers. But we do have that Behemoth K in hand. We're discarding the Irvine. Here comes Behemoth K. He is ready to roll. I hope we got an Odin in hand, because this could be game right here, right now. Behemoth K is going to put us up to 5 damage. Mike, do we have a response? Oh, we do. Well, we've only doled 1 so far. And a 2nd. And a 3rd? Is this going to be Odin? I mean, all 5 are going down, right? If it's Odin. Famfrit. Ugh. Not bad. Not who we wanted to see. That Barbarish. See, this is kind of why I valued the Brave, because he wouldn't have had such an easy target. He probably would be the Ephemeral Summoner. But we're just going to let go of Bergen. Bergen did his job. Here comes Behemoth King. There's a Famfrit. Oh, no. Oh, do we take this? I mean, we'll have to give up probably the Eldori Emperor, but we're now going to take another point of damage anyway. But do we have to take it? I feel like we have. If we don't take it, he's going to put us to 5, 6, 7, assuming no other burst. I guess we have to take it. Yeah, I think we have to invoke it. I don't think he's going to feel good about that, but I think we have to take it. Because if there is no other burst, no, he didn't opt for it. That's 5. Okay, he will still live here because he can block with the Ephemeral Summoner. So I guess it didn't really matter. So that's ultimately why I would have taken it. Oh, except he knew the Odin was coming. Who do you pick here? Odin on damage 6, 2 games in a row. This man is the EX Burst champion. Eldori Emperor goes down. That makes sense. Kadaj is going out. We're only on... And there's 2 cards left on our deck. This is it. I mean, what do you do? Unless there's a surprise haster in there, this is over, and GetintheVan will have 100% stabilized and held off. And then he can either let Kadaj or the Behemoth Case swing next turn. Incredible. Incredible. That's... What a great series by these 2 competitors. EastCoastMike, I absolutely love your deck. Really creative with the 2 Golbezes. Man, you put on a heck of a show for us here today. It's a shame you had a couple turns there where there's just nothing you could do. That's unfortunate. And GetintheVan, I mean, Exodus didn't even show up this match. Where was Exodus? Was he in the last 10 decks of our card? We never saw Exodus once. That's crazy. But who needs Exodus? Lulu says, don't worry about him. I'm putting on a show. We have the concession here. Great job, folks. Getting the Van's going to take this 2-0. I'm so fortunate to have caught both these matches. These were absolutely great. I can't even talk anymore, so I'm going to sign off. Great job, everyone. See you later.